to get your guys' attention. Well, good afternoon. I'm Paige Walters. I'm our Director of Business Development and Partnerships here at the Chamber, and we're excited to welcome you guys today for our Small Business Solutions Hub program. The Small Business Solutions Hub, for those of you who don't know, we launched it last year as a digital platform that exists to really help our small businesses grow their resource networks. And quarterly, that gets paired with programming, which is what you're all here for today. So we're here to help connect you however you need, and you can find all of our resource partners and sponsors listed on that Solutions Hub. All of our chamber resource library is listed on that hub. This meeting, as you heard, is being recorded. It'll get posted live to that hub. So go ahead and hop on there and check it out. I encourage you guys to go look at all those resources. A big thank you to the sponsors of the hub: Kaiser Permanente, Wafa Bank, OCCU, Kirshner Hunter, Chambers Construction, and Hutchinson Cox. It's my pleasure right now to introduce, James, is she on?
She is, yeah.
Our title sponsor representative, Sarah Wagner with Kaiser Permanente, just to say a few words of welcome to you all.
Hi, Paige. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having us. We really love this gathering, and I think it's really beneficial for small businesses to get together and share what they know. And Paige, you look wonderful. It's been so long since I've seen you in person. We switched. I now have short hair and you now have long hair. So that's fun. Anyway, thank you so much for having us, and enjoy the presentation.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you guys, all of the sponsors, those of you in the room here too, for being here. And a quick shout out to Partnered Solutions, who is sponsoring the lunch today. If you guys haven't had a chance to go back there and grab a bite to eat, please do so. Today we're here to talk about the ever important business tool of marketing, specifically search engine optimization and social media marketing. After each of our presentations, we're going to allow a few minutes for questions and answer with the audience. Those of you in the room, you know how that works. Those of you on Zoom, if you're participating in the Q&A, please feel free to raise your hand or post your question in the Zoom chat. And James on our staff will be monitoring that, and we'll ask you to unmute and ask your question then. But without further ado, I know you guys are really excited to hear from our speakers today. I know our own marketing manager was really excited to hear about these two topics as well, so I'm not going to take any more of their time. I'm excited to introduce our first speaker, Chris Hayes, here to talk about search engine optimization. Chris is a jack of all trades at Ruby Porter Marketing and Design. Using his bachelor degree in political science, he has worked as a content creator, editor, paid advertising specialist, an advisor, a designer, and a client care specialist. 9 years in marketing, he has a wealth of knowledge that he brings to every client project and still finds new and exciting wrinkles in his field. Chris, welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Okay, perfect. Hi, everybody. Chris Hayes. I promise that is a non-alcoholic in front of my son. But when you're in Mexico, everybody should have, you know, a nice little cocktail by the beach. Let's see. Can we hit the
Sharing screen for Zoom folks, and you should.
There we go. Okay, maybe I hit something. So SEO. I'm not going to go too long into defining SEO. I assume it's 2023. You've all heard of search engine optimization, and basically what it is. You know, what is search engine optimization? It's optimizing your website, your online persona for search engines so that you're more likely to pop up and show up. But what can we do search engine wise, optimization wise, tools wise to better help Google and our clients find us and promote us, right? So, yep, what is SEO? Yeah, there you go, right there. We kind of chatted about that already. Next one, here we go. So it starts with keyword research, right? Your business, your industry, there's certain terms or certain words or certain keywords and phrases that are going to drive the most traffic. It's important that you do your research finding those words. If you're a new business in town, let's say you're opening up a pest control business in town, right? Well, pest control is a very broad search term, right? And it's also a very competitive search term. So being new in the area, new in the industry, might not make a whole lot of sense to focus all of your marketing and all of your SEO-ness on such a broad and competitive word. being in Springfield, perhaps a more pertinent keyword for you, it being spring, maybe it's like ant, spring for ants. Everybody's house has little black ants popping up in the spring. Everybody's house in this area, if you're near like rivers or near fields, maybe you have rodents, right? And so focusing keywords on, still, keywords that have like good traffic, but maybe aren't quite as competitive. So using Google's Keyword Planner is a great tool. It's a free tool. It'll show you popularity of keywords in your region and around. And then there's like some third-party softwares that you can use, like Ahrefs, SEMrush, Moz, that's not up there. Those offer free keyword planning tools, but they also have like a paid portal, if you will. And when you actually pay for their services, it won't just show you popular keywords. It'll actually show you, like how often those keywords have a Google ad campaign running on that keyword as well. Because as Google searches have grown, you noticed Google's finding more and more ways to push organic search results further and further down the page and try and present you information here and there. And so it might be, well, hey, maybe this keyword, even to show up organically for, I'm going to be, even if I got number one, I'm going to be halfway down the page. Maybe that isn't a great one for me in my business. Maybe, finding those niches. That's always a key part of SEO. Yeah, all right. On-page optimization. All right, on-page optimization is a fundamental aspect of SEO. Basically making sure that you have good content on your website that speaks about your business, speaks to your industry, making sure that you have your meta tags, you have your meta titles and descriptions all filled out on each page. When you're filling out that meta information, you still want to make sure that it's industry specific, keyword focus specific. Another thing that's very important for on-page optimization is internal linking. If you write a blog, your blog should also kind of reference those services that you have. That blog should probably reference a review maybe that you have. That blog should also reference like the local area and maybe some online directory, and making sure that you're interlinking your pages, your information, your titles, all of those things is going to be very important. And then as far as on-page optimization, the most important thing is going to be content. Content is king when it comes to SEO. Writing blog posts, writing articles, creating videos. If you're confident and comfortable enough being in front of a camera, create a YouTube page. Create a YouTube page. It's perfectly free. And then come up with a content calendar for yourself. And like, hey, my business, I think it'd be really great to put together a how-to. A lot of people love, doing how-tos. A lot of people are very DIY until they get to the point that they're not. And then they're like, all right, I built about 90% of this fence and it's crooked. I want to hire a professional now. But I feel good that I stepped up and I did what I did. But that how-to, you write the blog, you create an infographic for that blog, you create a how-to video for that, that topic, and there you have a bunch of like really great content that you're interlinking between your website and offsite, backlinking, which is very important. And you're also creating high quality content that people are more likely to share. People are likely to share videos. People are very likely to share infographics if they're eye-catching. The information is easily digestible. So I would say that's basically, like some of the most important stuff when it comes to on-page optimization. We're going to get into local SEO here in just a second, so I'll kind of get into that a little bit further on. And then we have off-page optimization. What do I mean by that? I touched on it just a second ago, like backlinking, right? Getting people who are in your same industry or industry adjacent to link to content on your website. Google has anywhere of 100, 150 different ranking factors that they use to determine where you're going to show up on keyword rankings and where you're going to show up when somebody does a search results, right? Search engine result placement. All of those 100, 150 different rankings, they're all weighted differently. One of the highest ones is backlinking. Essentially what that is saying to the search engine is that you are an authority in your industry, in your market, or in the service that you're providing, and you are creating, pertinent information, content that isn't necessarily being found anywhere else on the World Wide Web. And it's such good content that other people are linking to it. Other people are like, yeah, this may be one of my competitors, but they get it. This makes a lot of sense. Use this. Have a look at this. This, like maybe it'll spark questions and I can answer them for you. Having backlinks is one of the largest ranking factors for SEO. So how can you get, some backlinks on your website? You've probably seen an email from time to time for somebody offering guest blogging services. I don't know, I get them all the time for our marketing business. I've offered it from time to time, so I'm not over here. And essentially guest blogging means, there's a business out there, much like you all, who hired a marketing agency, much like myself, and they're looking to increase their backlinks. So that marketing agent has written 2 blogs. They've written one blog for their client that's in your industry or industry adjacent, with a few points that will be linked to either their homepage, their services page, maybe their YouTube page, maybe their social media. All you have to do is post it, put in those links, and then they're going to also write a blog about your business, about your industry, about your services, and link to you, and then give it to that person, and they're going to put it up. And right there, you've just increased your backlinks by 3, 4, 5, links. And it's an easy way to increase backlinks. And as long as, like I was saying, as long as it's like in the same industry or industry adjacent, those are going to be high quality backlinks. And you can always, well, what is this business? Whose business is going to be linking to my website? You're going to want to check on that and make sure it's a quality website, and they match up with your business principles and pillars and things along those lines. But there's a lot of opportunities for that. Another off-page optimization kind of step is broken links and broken link building. If you've had a website up for more than 5 years, maybe 6 years, odds are you've created some new pages. Odds are you've maybe taken down a page or 2. Odds are you've renamed a page or 2. Well, over those 5 years, you've more than likely, be it the chamber, be it Yelp, be it, maybe you're a restaurant, foodie blog is linked to your website, right? Well, if they linked to rubyporter.com/services, and our services page is now called rubyporter.com/marketing, all of those links are broken. They all just pop up a 404, cannot connect kind of error, and they're not doing you a service, they're not doing you any good, and they're also not helping that, that blog or that directory that they were on, kind of do their job. So what you want to use for that is there's all sorts of different free link, like broken link checking tools. Google has one. Google Search Console will do that. SEMrush offers a free one. It's not nearly as robust as their paid one. Moz offers a free one as well. So does Ahrefs. And you're going to hear those 3 names, SEMrush, Ahrefs, Moz, over and over again, because they have varying like little pieces of free tools, and then much more robust, and much more data for making data-driven decisions with your marketing if you choose to pay. And so basically, they'll find those broken links. They'll help you relink those pages. Hey, anytime somebody queries for this page, auto redirect them to the new page, or redirect them to a page that's similar, that has a lot of the same content, or maybe a new blog. Maybe your blog is set to just archive old blogs after 2 years or something like that, and you wrote a really great blog that drove a lot of content and it's been archived. Well, let's find that, let's relink them to a newer blog that maybe speaks to trends of 2023 for your whatever business it is that you have, right? Another way to kind of build those backlinks that we touched on earlier is creating videos. Even though it's your YouTube page, creating videos and having those be linked to your website, having those linked to your social media, and then your social media linking to articles and things on your website, those are all backlinks. Now, Google's smart enough to know that it is your YouTube page and smart enough to know that it is your social media. So it's not weighted quite as heavily as if another business was linking, but it is still backlinks. They are still important. They are still effective. And I would highly recommend you get on it. Another thing that you can do, kind of like what those guys are, SEMrush, Ahrefs, Moz, is, they're a tool. Maybe you create a tool. Maybe you're a roofer and you can create a roofing calculator so that I know, kind of what I'm getting into when I'm building a new roof. Maybe you work at a bank and you can create a tool that like shows people compounding interest, a compounding interest calculator. There's plenty of them out there, but maybe your website doesn't have one. Well, if I want to do some quick math and figure out what my investment's going to look like in 10, 12, 15 years, and if I just do an extra $10 a month here, $100 a month there, what that's going to look like, tools like that, people will find, people will link to them and be like, yeah, this is a great tool. I really love how easy it is to use, how the information is displayed. Now, of course, that might not work for everybody's business, but it's kind of, just creating those linkable assets is going to be really important for SEO. On to the next one, and kind of like the whole point of today's talk is local SEO, right? So if you're a business and your business is dependent, if you're a local business, I should say, and your business is dependent on getting, seats and butts in the seats, right? Getting people to walk through your door. Maybe you sell some stuff online, but the majority of your business is derived from local people coming through and using your service or buying your product. Well, then you're really going to want to hyper focus on some of your local SEO kind of techniques. So to begin with, getting listed in local directories. The Springfield Chamber is a local directory. Making sure that you join that chamber. I think you can be a Eugene business, you could be a Bonita business, and still be on the Springfield Chamber. And I believe the Eugene Chamber is just the same. Become a member, make sure that the information that you provide is up to date, it speaks to your business, and it speaks to like kind of some more kind of like local fare, local things. Like, don't just say we're in Eugene, don't just say we're in Springfield, say like what area of Eugene, what area of Springfield you're in. Maybe state the street that, like we're on this street, you can't miss us. And the more kind of like local directive kind of information that you can give and that you can put out there on these directories is going to help Google. Let's see, optimize for local keywords. There you go. So, perhaps in your region, a certain term is used more than another, right? Like some people say Coke, some people say Pepsi, some people say soda, some people say soda pop, some people just say pop. Like using that kind of like that local diction is going to be important as well, because it's more likely that's something that somebody is actually going to type into a search query than more of a non-regional diction, right? Let's see, create local content. Let's say you own a bike shop and you're looking to put out some new content and maybe a blog. So you're writing about some real fun rides, some real fun routes that you can take. Well, don't just say point A to point B. Talk about riding along the Willamette River. Talk about cutting through the Marcola, this Marcola neighborhood. Speak to these areas, to these regions. Going back to that pest control person, writing blogs about, people who live in the hills are more likely to see this sort of an issue and have to deal with it, and some tips and tricks for living in this region versus living lower in the valley or near a river, and name that river, name that valley. And just, really kind of honing in on that local, like, hey, this is the foot traffic, this is the path you're going to take to get to us if you're walking around on a sunny Saturday morning, right? Let's see, for local SEO as well, to have like your Google My Business, directory pop up, reviews. Getting reviews is a major ranking factor. I would highly recommend that every client that you work with, you straight up ask them for a review. It's not awkward unless you make it awkward. And then also, if you've been in business for a long time and you notice that you don't have many reviews, you might run a review campaign. You might put together a list of all of your past clients for the past year that will be more than likely to remember to have worked with you, and let them know that you're running like a raffle, that you're running a promotion. Hey, we're reaching out, and all of our past clients who leave a review this month, at the end of the month, we're going to put all those names into a hat, and the winner gets a $100 gift card to, hopefully you choose a local business and not an Arby's. $100 gift card to, take into account your clientele. If your clientele tend to be older and they're family people, well, maybe it's a $100 gift card to Papa's Pizza so they can shoo their kids out in the playroom, and that there's beer on tap and everybody loves pizza. And so, kind of take that into account. Take into account your audience when you're coming up with the prize as well, because then they'll be more likely to participate. Also, don't be afraid to re-announce that campaign to that group a couple times throughout the month as well, just to kind of keep it at the front of their mind. And there we go. And finally, analytics and tracking. If you're not analyzing the work that you're doing, if you're not tracking the work that you're doing, how do you know that it's working, right? We talked about a keyword planner tool. We've talked about, keyword rankings and showing up. Well, if you're not actually tracking the work that you do, how do you know that what you've been doing for the past 3 months is actually gaining traction, is helping you? Some of the metrics that you're going to want to track are going to be like organic traffic, which we kind of highlighted on when somebody puts in your service and below the 2 or 3 sponsored links and maybe below like a description, then you start to see like those regular results. That's organic traffic, right? Bounce rate. Bounce rate essentially means somebody clicks on a link, goes to your website, and leaves immediately. Like they thought that they were, the information that they had read, they click it, they go to your website, and they're like, this isn't what I thought I was going to find. Maybe this isn't the information I was looking for. And if your website has a high bounce rate, use analytics. Find out like, hey, what is the search query that people are finding me most often for, right? Perhaps my homepage needs to like straight up state that right there at the top, like, hey, 90% of the people who find me for this keyword. I need to speak to that keyword. I need to speak to that service. I need to speak to that phrase right away, because my bounce rate is at 88%, which means, practically 9 out of 10 people who find your business are immediately clicking away. That's a terrible metric. We got to work on that. You're always going to have a bounce rate. You're never going to have a bounce rate of 0%. Getting it down to like 50 or 60 is a good level. Getting it below that, you're doing great work. You're doing really great work. The links that people are finding for you out there in the web are speaking directly to the content on the page that people are then finding. Keyword rankings, like you can't just be doing incognito mode and typing in keywords on 15 different tabs every few days to see where you're showing up. That's a lot of wasted time, a lot of wasted effort, and you're going to get sick and tired of it. That's where, tools like Moz, SEMrush, Ahrefs again, Ahrefs, maybe you've heard it that way. Those tools are fantastic because they put all of that kind of analytical data right there at your fingertips. They also put a ton more data right there at your fingertips. Like you can track 3, 5, 10, 15 of your competitors and always know where they are ranking on your keywords that you're interested in. You can know what, are they running a pay-per-click ad on my name or on my businesses? That's something to also kind of keep an eye on is, when was the last time you Googled yourself, and does one of your competitors run a search campaign to pop their name above yours? If so, you might think about also, it's a bit of an arms race. You might also think about running a search campaign that's just for your name so that, they say your name and then they say your name again, and not your competitor's name and then your name. Let's see, what else? As far as those tools do, the third-party tools, yeah, comprehensive keyword research, competitor analysis, getting insights into your competitors' SEO strategies, including their top performing keywords, how many backlinks they have, what content of theirs is driving the most searches, so you can learn from that and kind of build your own kind of backlinking and content up around there. Those tools, they also do site audits, and they'll let you know, like, hey, this page is not doing you any services, this page has no interlinking, nothing backlinks to this page, this blog is a little lacking. Maybe it'll let you know if you're keyword stuffing. That's a pretty big deal. It used to be back in the day that you would find a good keyword, like this was just 7 or 8 years ago, honestly. You'd be like, yeah, this is the best keyword in my region for my service. Somebody's website, they would just have a page on their website that just said, best bicycle shop Eugene, best bicycle shop Eugene, best bicycle shop Eugene, 250 times. That was the whole page, because they were trying to game the system. Well, Google learned pretty quickly, like within a year, honestly. You think they'd have learned it quicker. But they learned pretty quickly about keyword stuffing. And so now it's like, it'll let you know, like, hey, this term or this phrase has been used on this page 10, 12, 14 times. That's far too many times. Like, you want to use it 6, 7, 8 times. And then variations of that and other phrases that kind of speak to that keyword phrase, but not specifically that one. And so these systems, these analytical tools, these third-party tools, they'll let you know about that. And then they'll do comprehensive reporting and like analytics. And I do not work for SEMrush. I do not work for Ahrefs, but they are powerful tools. Powerful tools. That one's a toughie after talking for 18 minutes. And so, yeah, essentially, there's a lot you can do for SEO. There's a lot SEO can do for your business, and it is an ongoing effort. It's not something that you do in 1 month and then just forget about it because, hey, well, I've never done SEO before, so I got to think what I've done is probably enough. Like, there's always more to do. And if you want to beat your competitors, stay ahead of them, do more, create more content, get on YouTube, do social media, which you're going to be hearing about later. Linking, getting out there and creating new content is going to be probably the best thing you can do. And that's about it.
And then we have just a couple minutes. If anyone has any questions, if anyone has questions on Zoom, please raise your hand, or guys in the room.
Yeah, and if it's specific to your business, I'm totally fine to answer that too. Yep.
When you hire somebody to do this for you, what does that look like?
When you hire somebody to do this for you, well, essentially, they're going to do a lot of what I kind of showed you. Most marketing agencies are going to have a third-party tool that they use, and they'll be paying for the pro version or the business version so that they can run 10, 15, 20 different clients in it. And they're initially going to start, with a review of your website. They're going to analyze your website, figure out how many broken links you have, figure out how many internal links you have, external links you have. They're going to do a directory search and find out, are you on all these different directories? Have you claimed all of these directories? Is your information the same across all these directories? If you've been in business, a lot of businesses have been around for 20, 30, 40 years, and they've changed locations, they've changed phone numbers, they've changed websites. I have a client who they just forgot that they had to renew their URL. Well, now they have a brand new URL, and that's going to hurt their SEO quite a bit. And we couldn't get their URL back. The person who bought it was like, "Yeah, no, I've been waiting for that URL. You let that expire; it's mine now." And so all of the directories that they've been on, we now have to go through and update all of those directories. And as a, let's say you as a private citizen, right? some directories cannot be updated by just average Joe Schmoes. Like, you have to use a third-party tool to do it. And those, Moz, SEMrush, it's like $20 a month, and you give them all the information. Here's my logo, here's like the 2 or 3 images I want to use, here's my hours, here's my about, here's holiday times, everything else. And then they go out and they push that information and they check it. And they also have a tracker that you can follow. But it always starts with like, hey, first we got to analyze the issue and, analyze your business, analyze your digital footprint, and figure out where to begin. Yes.
Do you have any specific advice for like nonprofits as to like, we don't really have competitors necessarily in the area of my specific nonprofit?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, one of the beautiful things about nonprofits is you tend to work with a lot of businesses in the area, right? And so making it easier for those businesses to link to you and to talk about your most recent event is going to be one of the most beneficial things you can do. So having your own like social media person at every event who takes all of the photos, who doesn't just like, they're not ABC 123.001.21 but actually labels them and then sends them out to like, hey, all of our sponsors, let's send this out. Let's send some sample messaging as well. Hey, this image is formatted for Facebook. This image is formatted for Insta. This image and this content is formatted for LinkedIn. And, you're doing a lot of the groundwork for them, but you're also increasing your odds 10, 20, 50 fold that they're actually going to follow through and post on your behalf and link to your website, link to your event. Another great thing would be to always write like nonprofits always do a great job of like, hey, thank you to all of our, like after an event, hey, thank you to all of our sponsors who showed up. It's very nice of you. You link to their websites. You have all of their logos linked. Also have that be like a blog or an article on your website and direct like those people to also link towards that if they can as well. That's going to be a great way to just kind of increasing that backlinking. I would say that'd be one of that'd be like my first directive.
All right, well, we are out of time. Sorry, thank you. All right, well, my takeaways are backlinking, and if you guys are all chamber members, we link to you. So if you want to go on and make sure that your member profile is filled out and has all the links and descriptions that will help your SEO, I'm going to have James wave his hand over here. Reach out to him. He'll help you make that happen, and hopefully that will increase your guys' SEO. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our second speaker today, Lauren. And Lauren was born and raised in Eugene. She moved up to Portland immediately after graduating from U of O with a degree in journalism. Her schooling occurred during the rise of social media. She learned how to implement digital marketing into strategic campaigns at an early age. Throughout all the fun and interesting careers she's had in the past, social media has been a pivotal tool to connect with audiences in each industry. She's very skilled in community development, navigating shadow bans, and reputation management on digital platforms. Her other marketing passions lie in photography, design, and event planning. Lauren's with Highlite, which is proud to be a woman-owned and operated business that is a notable advocate for the LGBTQ+ community. Highlite is the second business to register with Oregon Pride in business in Eugene and is the only marketing agency in the area with this affiliation. So Lauren, we're really excited to have you here today to talk about social media marketing. Welcome.
Hi, so I'm Lauren Short. I'm the creative director of Highlite. I am a social media marketing agency. So thank you for being here today to listen to this. Yeah, hopefully you guys will gain some valuable insight in this presentation today. All right. Or we're just gonna stare at this for a while. Oh.
Down here.
Am I holding it? Oh, yeah. Great. So this presentation today is social media tips for branding success. Just a little bit of information what we're going to go over today. I'm just going to share with you a little bit about my background and why you should listen to me. We're going to go over some one-on-one with just social media, and then I really plan to get into the top platforms you should consider using for your business and content creation ideas on how to post on them. And then you can ask me any questions you want to. So Highlite is a marketing agency that specializes in standout engagement and impressions. What I really enjoy working with is working with people and doing campaigns online that create real world interactions, finding a way to bridge our conversations online into bringing people into your stores. And we can absolutely do that through social media. Highlite is only about a year old as a business. However, I have over 13 years experience in using social media very successfully in a lot of really fun campaigns. This is just a little bit of some of the brands I've worked with where I've done very interactive in-person and online campaigns. And I'd love to get into those some other time. But so let's just get right into it. What is social media? Social media is a means of creative communication that helps you connect with people based on common interest. Well, what does that mean? So social media is really a tool that we have as a society implemented into our communication style. Really, I mean, we've evolved. We go beyond just the phone call, beyond just mailing letters to each other. People are more likely to pick up their phone and look you up on Facebook and send you a message there or on Instagram than they are to actually call your business. So that's why it's important to kind of understand why social media should have a place in your business practice. And we do this really by interacting with people through photos and video and audio, making it a very immersive experience for them. So do you need it? Yes. It does not matter if your business is busy or if you're not at all. Social media is how people know that you're relevant and that you're in business and that you're active. If you do not have this page or these presence, people might not know that you exist. They might think you're out of business. Even if the last time you posted was 2 years ago, they're going to assume that you're, we went through COVID, so a lot happened there. They're going to assume that you're out of business. Will social media boost your sales? Well, it can. So yes, if you put effort into it, meaning you're doing sales-driven captions, you're having a call to action, telling people what's so great about your product and why they should buy it, special, even doing boosted posts and things like that can help. However, social media should never replace your sales team and never rely on this to be the breadwinner, for a fact, for everything with your business. It will help. And having a sales team and a marketing team is like a perfect combination to bringing in your sales, because creative people need that flexibility to tell your story without that pressure of bringing in numbers, where the salespeople are able to have that creative element to rely on to help sell their products even more. How do you know that social media is working? Well, I mean, you can just look at your page for one and see that you're gaining followers, you're getting likes on the posts, people are talking. That is the biggest thing. People are talking on your posts. And also it's being shared on other platforms. So people are posting it to their business page or their personal page. And you are seeing an increase in traffic to your website and maybe in your sales as well, because you have links provided on your social media to find you. There's also you can use to also track maybe what country they're in, what their gender is. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of them, they all have things like that for you to use. You just need to go to the Insights tabs. Really important with social media on all your platforms is that you keep it consistent and recognizable. Do not have your Instagram handle be a different name than what your Facebook page is, or what your Twitter or your LinkedIn, TikTok. Find a way to make it consistent. If your business name is taken, get creative, use a slogan, maybe add the location to your name, like Pacific Northwest, Eugene. Find a way to your actual name is consistent on every single platform. Like the link with the backlink would always say your consistent name. This is very important. Cannot stress that enough. All right, so we're gonna get into the social media platforms now. So Facebook, I consider to be the reality TV of social networks. This is where people go to very much be entertained, to learn more about you, This is very much personal, informative, and emotionally driven content. This is a great word of mouth tool too. People see how they're connected to you. Who are you friends with? Like how many people are mutual in there? And it's really become a very integral part of our lives because it lets you know when people's birthdays are, when events are. Utilize these tools to help you better reach and connect with people. When you are doing something for your business, do not make a personal Facebook page and name it business page. You want to have a personal page and within there, create a business page for yourself. The business page allows you to have a lot of different links and features. You can even have a store on Facebook. I made one for a client that was very successful. There's a lot you can do through the business page settings there alone. And if you are having a special event or something going on, utilize the event features. Make an event page. If you can do things digitally too, where people can click to watch the Zoom meeting or anything like that. Facebook is how people find out what's going on in town. They pull up events and that's the first place they go to. Marketplace, if you have anything for sale, I cannot stress posting it on Marketplace. Marketplace is where people go to buy things and it's really taken over where Craigslist used to be. People still go to Craigslist, but it's Marketplace that you can actually sell things. I'm doing a campaign for a client currently where we are trying to sell all of his inventory through Facebook and it's been tremendously successful because when you're using certain terms or categorizing what the product is, people will find it and want to talk to you about it. And one of the best parts about Facebook, I believe, are the community groups. Finding different networks, like there's one like moving to Eugene, moving to Springfield, soccer fanatics. I mean, you name it. There are tons of little groups in there, even for events, whatnot, where you can actually post as not just your individual, but as a business, and you can have your content on there. So you start to get recognition for yourself for the things that you're actually sharing with people. I have used this in a lot of different campaigns to even boost my own website numbers because you're able to, SEO is very important and you should do it, but sometimes it's hard to rank with that, where you can still drive traffic by actually posting links in platforms where there's 30,000 people sitting there looking to read stuff. And really join as many as you can. And with that, participate in existing conversations. So when you see a thread on there and someone's asking, hey, know of a good painter? Reply, say something, throw your friend's name out there. Ask questions even, like, hey, does anyone know a good place to go on a date? Do things where you're constantly putting stuff out there to start conversation, because Facebook will reward you if you continue to post and interact with people, which makes your post more visible on the platform too. And with Facebook, you really want to try to post 3 to 5 times a week. And it's really important to use images and links so that people have more visualization. And those posts in general just get more boosted visibility on Facebook anyways, as opposed to just putting text out there. And you do have the option to post to stories on Facebook, just like you can with Instagram. But Facebook, when you do it, it's a fun way to kind of make you like top of mind, like awareness with people. So you'll notice like at the top, there's little circles with a color around it and you click it. And it's very short-term content for people just to see things. And you might reach a lot more people that way as opposed to just posting something on your newsfeed. So when it comes to making content, here are some things for you to keep in mind. People are coming to Facebook to be informed, whether that's wanting to know when you got married and how old your kid is. They want to go there and they want to find it out. They're going to learn everything about you. And that's why sharing news stories does really well on Facebook. I'm sure we've heard about some of the drama in the past about fake news on Facebook. And it's because links were out there, people saw it, they saw it on Facebook, it had to be true, right? So Facebook is a great place to be sharing information like that. And create content and post things so that people can get to know you. Be vulnerable, be willing to open up about the struggles you're going through, about the successes you're having, talk about your relationship, your children, things you're interested in. Open up and share who you are, because that's how people can connect with you. They're going to relate with you on that, and then have more of an interest in what you're selling or what you're promoting. And bottom line, you want to connect with people. That's what we're doing here. And that's why also it's a really good opportunity to showcase your team on Facebook and like doing more like staff features, because it allows people to get to know you and your team before they actually walk into the building. And Facebook is a really great place for that. Post your stories to help just continue to put your page up there for visibility. Always post links that direct to your website so that you have, you know, obviously more traffic. If you have, like he was saying, like an event or something going on, post it to your website, then post that link into groups and things to see that traffic happen. Always include photos. People like to look at pretty things. So that works great. Videos do really well too. Facebook is actually on a shortage for Reels content, so like videos. So if you make a video and share it, it's likely you'll reach random people with that too. And really, when it comes to Facebook, post something that gets people to talk, ask questions, maybe kind of provoke them a bit, get an emotion to come out. I mean, don't be too controversial, but find ways to get people to engage. And if a fight happens on there, I mean, in a way, step back and let it happen, because all those comments will help your visibility. Just don't get into it too much. All right, so Instagram I consider to be the mental escape of social networks. What this means is people go here to just tune out. They go to Facebook to learn all that information, and then they go to Instagram to really just see pretty things and to be inspired and to just disconnect from what they're doing in real life. So when you are creating content, it has to be visually appealing. It has to be attractive. And everything that you post on here only emphasizes your current branding and your website and things of the sort. So really take your website and kind of mirror that image onto your Instagram in its own way. And I really can't stress, it has to be visually appealing. If it's not attractive, people are probably not going to want to look at it or like it or pay too much attention to it. And Instagram is perfect right now for videos. Those are being more successful and sharing a little bit quickly. It's a great way when you're doing reels where you're adding some popular audio to a video. It's a great way to reach people you don't know and to get a ton of views on your random post out of nowhere. I really can't stress, though, that this is not the platform to even remotely touch on a controversial subject. They have a team of people ready to take you down. If you say anything remoted to, be careful with political things, because if you say the wrong word affiliated with something, it could take you down. Anything sexual, obviously, anything related to drugs, anything related to, I mean, even like healthcare and stuff like that, you have to be careful, because if they pick up on a particular word, even in the image or the video, they will pull you down, report your account, and then you're in a shadow ban, which is just not a fun place, which is where they hide your content so people can't see you. When you are on Instagram, you want to be following people, commenting, messaging, and doing whatever you can to engage with people. You can't just expect them to show up. You need to seek them out and just get to know them. Like, make them love you. Just start complimenting them. Do what you need to do so that they get to know you. Obviously, you know, if you're following Madonna and you're sending her a bunch of comments, you're probably not going to get a huge response. But if you do pick maybe like a local business owner that you hope to work with, you can actually build a great relationship through just being supportive of their content on there as well. And kind of with that, don't be surprised if you find more support from strangers on Instagram than you do people who actually know you. Just with Instagram, you're connecting over a shared interest. So they are like, you like hot dogs and you're posting about it, well, they like it too. Maybe your best friend does it, they still want to hang out with you. So strangers might be more supportive to you. And really, engagement is the most important thing. So don't be just like encouraged if you are not having a ton of likes on a post, or if you don't have 800,000 followers. Doesn't matter. If you have a post that is getting, 30 comments, that's more important. The engagement that you're able to create for yourself will only make all those other numbers follow with. So focus on getting conversation going. Right now, you are able to pay for a verification status with Instagram. I don't necessarily recommend it at this time because it is so new and we don't necessarily know what possible repercussions could come if you stop paying for the service. Having the verification does not make your content spread any more quicker, other than just putting a blue check mark next to your name and making you look cool. So if you want to spend 20 bucks a month on it, go for it, but maybe just save your money until it really proves to be worth it later on. So some content ideas when it comes to Instagram. The type of content that is the most successful is point of view. People want to know what you are seeing, what you are doing. Like if I took a picture like this of all you guys, that would be a great one. That's why, like, get in the habit of taking photos and videos of what you do every day. Doesn't necessarily need to have your face. It doesn't have to be all about you. People want to visualize themselves in your life. So if you are traveling and doing things like that, it's great to get all those shots. Make people feel as if they are you in that vacation chair enjoying the beach and sunshine. When it comes to doing reels, I really can't stress, reels are really a great way to get yourself out there to other people. And these are videos that really do not need to be longer than 3 seconds. 3 to 15 seconds is really a good place to kind of aim for. You can go longer, of course, but Instagram has a lot to help you with this. There's templates actually in Instagram. You start uploading things that they can use to pair with audio that they know is popular to help you create these videos. Or there's an app called CapCut that has tons of great different templates where you legitimately are just uploading your photos and videos in there, picking your favorite music, and it creates a great video for you to share on different platforms. And again, just get in the habit of taking small videos of things. It doesn't have to be a 30-second long shot. It could be 30 seconds of a bunch of 2-second videos added into there to create a story. And one fun thing to kind of think about too is when you upload this, it does allow you to have a photo as a cover image. So kind of going back to the overall design of your Instagram, you can put a video up there, but if that video is not necessarily meshing with the flow, you can upload a cover image so it all sticks together, and the image doesn't have to necessarily be in line with the videos. It can tie the whole brand together and still look great. Design is incredibly important with Instagram. This is where people come to get inspiration for all sorts of things, so you really want to make sure that it's attractive. And really keep in mind how it looks as that post, and then also how it looks zoomed out. I recommend making a month's content in advance. I always try to do at least 12 squares at a time so that I see full picture of what it looks like when everything posted together, because that is the overall branding image that you're trying to showcase to people, as opposed to just making sure one post looks good. Because if it's all cluttered, it's kind of hard for people to understand your brand style and things like that too. Stories, again, is a great way to just stay top of mind with people. It's a great way to reach people who might not see your content when you post it. Instagram changes its algorithm every other day on how you are visible to other people, but stories is a good way to kind of beat that. And a great way to appear with other people's stories is to really be doing positive and motivational content to kind of keep them inspired as well. We all have bad days, but sometimes we don't need to use it as a diary to showcase it all. And really, there's a lot of fun options in there to be having links. You can do a countdown to an event, and you can tag other people so that they share it on their platform as well, which just gets you more exposure too. So then we have LinkedIn, which I consider to be the digital resume and the Rolodex. This is really a place where people validate you and your professional experience. I recommend having it even if you don't care to put too much on there. Just do it for your business and your name, to show how long you've been there, or just that you exist. It's a great way though for you to make a lot of different connections, and not just your industry, but in other industries, other states, other locations. And people can check who they know also, like Facebook, like how you guys are in common. They can see how many people you know, which depending on what you do, you know, the more followers you have, the better. And they also can see your work experience and who recommends you. That's the fun features. LinkedIn has professional recommendations on there. It's really important to have this for your brand, especially if you have employees, because just because you're not a social media wizard does not mean your assistant isn't. And they might want to put their status in that they work at this company because they're proud. So make sure it's attractive and it has an image so that people have a little bit of information about who your business is, so that your employees can help promote that better. And also, LinkedIn is a great place for you to find employees and to find jobs and things like that. So just kind of things to keep in mind with it. You don't need to put a ton of information on there if you don't want to. You can just kind of keep it short and simple. And this is a very conversation and experience-driven platform. There's groups on there, and people go there to learn how they can be better as a professional and to showcase that they are an expert in something too. So just keep that in mind as you're using this platform. When you're posting on LinkedIn, it's okay to be humble and brag. It's okay to let people know what you are accomplishing. That's what people care about. Like, tell them, yeah, we just got promoted. We just hired a bunch of people, great numbers. Here's an event that's going on. Brag, let them know. And with that, share important job updates. When you are changing companies or you're getting a promotion, there's ways for you to indicate that, and people will respond to it. People care about this kind of stuff on this platform. Reach out to other people just like you would with Instagram. You can build connections and relationships, and you never know where it could take you down the road. There's different groups on LinkedIn, just like Facebook, but again, they're very professionally driven. So you can join different groups about marketing, where you can see what other people are saying, and then also provide your feedback on there to really make yourself be an expert on that platform too. Like I mentioned, it's a great place for the job market. It's a great place to find employees because their resume is there, and also you're on there. Just kind of shows that level of professionalism that you both have. And I really can't stress, just keep it professional. Don't start hitting on people on that platform. Don't be posting too personal of things. Keep it about your job, keep it positive, and keep it only on that. So there's YouTube, which is probably one of the more powerful social networks that we don't necessarily utilize as much. I consider this to be the blockbuster of social networks. This is the second most used search engine to Google. It is a Google product, and this is great for your SEO. Like you touched on it repeatedly, like YouTube is good for your website. When you are making any kind of photo or when you're making kind of videos that you're uploading to TikTok or Instagram, do not be afraid to upload it to YouTube too. And it's great to do that so that you have constant traffic referrals to a certain source. And, you know, people go here to be entertained, whether it's listening to music, watch a TV show, learn how to do something about events. And it's just a really good way to be discovered on there. When you are creating content, make instructional step-by-step videos, showcase yourself. If you're an auto shop, talk about maybe methods on how you prevent yourself from getting into the shop, or how you can do your own oil change, do things like that where people would be searching to kind of find you. And really, it's a good opportunity for you to do reviews, to do breakdowns on your products, to really explain things because people want to learn. Also showcase a day in the life, like what you go through, and interview people like your team so that people can get to know them better. When you are thinking of names for your video, you want to utilize that search bar because that will help you with your SEO with that, of course. Just type in the term that you're going to use and see what else is on there and use those terms to help you create a good name that will help you appear in those search results, and kind of use those terms to help you label and categorize your video as well with the different terms. Make sure your video is public and use the information box that you have to really put in links and redirect people to things too that will click through to your website. On all of these and all social media, engagement is king. You want people to talk, you want people to be interacting with your post. Always keep that in mind, no matter what platform you're on. Thank you.
We have a couple of minutes for questions, and I saw some come in through Zoom, so I want to give those folks a chance. James, do you want to call on someone to ask the question?
Yeah, we got three questions right now in the chat. Ken is asking, which software is best for posting to multiple platforms at one time? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. And how many sites can they post to?
Yeah, so you want to be a little careful. Instagram is really big. They don't like third-party interaction too much. Facebook and Instagram are owned, well, by the same company, which is now called Meta. I highly recommend using Meta Business Suite to schedule out your Facebook and Instagram posts. Just work with their tools to kind of help you work with that algorithm too. If they think that you're a bot or using things like that, it can bring your content down. Twitter, you can do scheduled posts through there as well. And I know LinkedIn is actually doing some new features so that you can have scheduled content on there. There is like Hootsuite there, which is a good one that you can post to multiple platforms. But I really recommend staying within that actual social networks tools to kind of help with your content.
Last question. Anyone from? Or are you pointing at George?
I was pointing at him.
Okay, James, no more.
Okay, yeah. Is there a way to link a professional LinkedIn page to my personal page?
Yes. So when you create your LinkedIn profile for yourself, you do have the option of also creating business pages on there. And this is why when you list your experience, you can list your company. And when you have that page created for your company, when they click your business name, it goes directly to your company's page. So you know, have your business, create that on there, create the logo, whatever information you need so that people can click your name, your experience, and take you right to there.
So I understand the value of all of this. This is great. I just find it to be very overwhelming.
Yeah.
How are some ways to take baby steps towards your social media goals?
Yeah, it's easy for this to be overwhelming because it is a lot. And, you know, one way is to hire someone to do it for you because it's, you know, yeah. But I mean, it's a good way so that you can stay focused on what you're doing. But baby steps would be just to start taking more pictures of things, start taking more videos of things, just getting in the habit of stuff that you want to promote. Start posting to your personal page, just a little bit. You don't have to do too much. Just get in the habit of documenting your life and starting to share it with other people, because then you can take on more projects and get more creative. You're going to find your own niche and your own style and your own passion with it. So don't think you need to know how to like make YouTube videos right off the bat with no experience. Just get in the habit of taking small videos at a time to build yourself up there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Lauren, thank you so much. All right, well, is anybody else feeling like content is what we're all gonna go back to the office and try to work on? Better improve our social media and our SEO. Looking at you, Adam, back there. All right, well, thank you guys. One more round of applause for both our speakers. So much for being here today and sharing your expertise. We're going to make sure that this recording and their presentations are available on our Small Business Solutions Hub. We'll also email that link out to you guys, and that both their contact information are available as well. If you have any follow-up questions or you want to find out more about what each of their organizations do to help in those areas. Thanks again to our sponsors, Kaiser Permanente, our title sponsor, and our hub sponsors. WAFA in the room, OCCU, Chambers Construction, Hirschner Hunter, and Hutchinson Cox. And once again to Partner Solutions for the food today. I'm going to wrap us up today with a quick invitation to you all to join us next Tuesday. We have a chamber roundtable at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we are really excited to welcome George Frazier. He's coming up from Scottsdale, Arizona, to talk about how he works with companies to help empower employees to make retirement savings a reality. It's really changing the conversation around how you can talk to employees or how you yourself might understand retirement and make that feasible for you. He's been featured in the Wall Street Journal, Fox Business, and 401k Specialist magazine. And then afterwards, he's hosting a cocktail hour for everyone who participates over at Swallowtail across the street. So hope to see you there. Come find me if you want to help signing up. You can also do it on our website. And once again, thank you all for coming here today.